Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Sherry, and if you are an introvert who is tired of being told to just put yourself out there to make friends, this video is for you. So I'm sure you all know that one person who can make friends like literally anywhere they go, like the line at the grocery store, like the DMV, like literally everywhere. That person is an extrovert, and if you're an extrovert, most likely it's not really that difficult to make friends because you're literally just comfortable in your environment wherever you are, and that is amazing. I am personally very much an introvert. I love people, I love being around people, but I'm very much not a big talker in crowds, if that makes sense. So I've had to learn how to make friends, mainly because I move a lot. I'm constantly sort of in new places, so I had to sort of just like make new friends because I couldn't just rely on the friends that I'd known forever. So this video is basically just a couple tips that I've learned to employ, and hopefully it can help you. So the first one is to be strategic about joining groups. I've read so many blogs and watched videos where, they're just telling you like, join a workshop, get out there, go to the dog park. The problem with that is that although some friendships do happen spontaneously, most of them develop with repeated exposure over time. So if you're going to join groups, you're better off joining a group that meets like at least weekly, if not twice weekly. Because that's why coworkers are, usually end up becoming friends. Like, it's just anywhere where you're just like repeatedly seeing like the same person, you're more likely to develop friendships, especially if you're an introvert, because like as an introvert, you're usually not going to just like strike a conversation with like, a one-off workshop with someone. So I would actually recommend, if you're like a stay-at-home person, like you have a work-at-home job, maybe getting like a part-time job that's outside of the house, or even like any kind of meetup group that meets at least once a week, like a sewing group, like literally whatever you're into. Just make sure obviously that it's something you're actually into. I know I met one of my best friends at like a tarot reading workshop. You never know who you're going to meet, but it really does help to find groups that actually do meet regularly. So number 2 is use your imagination. A lot of times, if you're not meeting friends, your imagination is usually imagining yourself alone and kind of like putting that out there wherever you go, where it's actually really important what you think about. So like if you're having a hard time meeting friends, you don't have any, like try to kind of switch that around in your imagination. Like one really helpful exercise is actually to imagine like the time of the day where you most feel alone, and then sort of insert someone else into that picture and give yourself the opposite feeling. Really just like whatever it takes, but you want to start kind of like putting images in your mind of having people around, because you're telling like the universe or the field or whatever that this is what you want. Where if you're having a hard time making friends, like most likely you're kind of thinking the opposite way. You're just imagining being by yourself all the time. So start to sort of just like open up your imagination first and see what happens. Another fun exercise is and this doesn't involve doing anything. This isn't forcing yourself to talk to people, because that honestly, I don't think that's a good idea. Unless you really feel inspired to. But like when you're in public alone, like at a coffee shop or wherever in the line, like try just imagining that everyone's your friend, because that actually will make you feel like a lot more comfortable. If you just, and this isn't like chatting with them or even saying hello, it's just like kind of just feel like they're your friends, because if you're feeling isolated, then most likely like you're in public feeling alone. So try to just like, do that thought exercise as well. So another thing that can be really helpful is to actually work on your self-esteem, because sometimes introverts can sometimes have low self-esteem, and I think part of this might come from like if you're just like you're younger and you're really like kind of quiet and inside yourself, like you probably like don't get a lot of attention. Like I don't know if that's a thing, but I definitely know that there is that aspect for a lot of people that have told me they have a hard time making friends, that a part of them doesn't really feel like they'd be a good friend or that they're worthy of having a friend. And whatever you think, you're like literally just putting out like this like antenna. So if you just like make a list of like why you're a good friend, what are your good qualities, you know, and just remind yourself that like you're not just looking for a friend, like there's someone out there that you could be a good friend to as well, then that will put out like a different signal. Okay, and the fifth tip I have for you is actually, it seems really simple, but it's not. It's like, don't give up on making friends, because like whatever situation you're in, there's someone else in a similar situation. Like if you're retired and lonely, there's other people that are retired and lonely. If you just move to a new city, like there's other people that have also moved to a new city. Like there's always an opportunity to make friends. Like there's literally 8 billion people on the planet. Like if you think you have the weirdest interest in the world, there's someone else that has like something weird going on as well. Like my point is just like, you know, like there's other people out there, and just like don't give up on it, because like that's the only sure way you're never going to make friends as an introvert, is just like, you know, just being like, there's no one out there. So that's all I got for you today. Hopefully this is helpful in some way, and I will see you next week.